Welcome to the Ark. Okay, remember the purpose of these videos. It is just to kind of share with you what is it that happens after we engage in coaching one-on-one right here at the Ark. Again, remember, we are building men into the warriors that they were meant to be. And the only way you can do that is from within. Why from within? Because that's where all the answers are. The answers on how to become that man is inside of us. Spirit of God that it was given to each one of us has all the answers within. And by working one-on-one is that we're able to conquer the spirit. It's like they say that when you work through the dark is the only way to get to the light. But the reason that most of men are lost, and what I mean is lost, is that you can be doing an amazing life in other people's eyes. You could be going to church, doing the acting, doing the talking, doing the culture thing, but inside and right here in your heart, you are lost and you know it. So the only reason for us to be here, it is just to help you find the light in the middle of that darkness. And let me start with something very basic that after a phone call, I'm just gonna have my phone right here to get some of the points for the drawing that I'm gonna give you. After a call that we're trying to figure out what is the problem with most of these men. These are businessmen, married with children and of faith, that they find themselves lost, like they given up authority, they're giving up their leadership at home and at work as well. Some might still have it at work, but they give it up completely at home. And the reason why is because all the mistakes that they did in the past, they lost the trust with themselves. And for that, they rather give all these to their wife, or it could be the wife giving it to the man as well. Because remember, it depending on the character of each person. What I want to start with is that after working on this call for about an hour after I hang up, I start kind of seeking some information within me because of all the information that I have from talking to people and working through coaching. And this is what we got. What we understood is that there's two trees that we live from, that we eat from, and that we create fruit also for others. This tree, we're gonna call it religion. And this other tree, we're gonna call it truth. Okay, what happened in this exercise, it was very simple. That when I was given this information, what I did is I got on this board and I started writing whatever was given to me. And what it was given to me is this, that we teach that we have a spirit, that we have a soul, and that we have a body. And then we have the outcome. So whatever is going on from here, it is going to affect this, it's going to affect this, and for that, it will end up affecting the outcome. That's something that you have heard in a lot of different places. Okay, like from the tree of religion, and the reason why it was given to me is because I have worked from this tree for many, many years. So I know how fruit from this tree it is, and I'm going to give it to you because this is my perfect example that I'm going to just share with you. I'm going to share my heart. So the question is, how does a man that is feeding from this tree and for that same reason is producing that fruit, how is this man walking? How is this man walking? And the answer was like, well, in my head I was like, man, I don't know how this guy walking. And a thought came to me that a reply says, you know exactly how a man that walks because that's you. You did it for so many years that you know how this man walks. So start writing whatever comes to your mind. And I just followed that thought. And what I did is, okay, how does this guy walk? And then I start writing. And I'm just gonna look at my phone. I recorded this exercise so I can share it with you right now. And what it says is that this guy is usually on the blaming mode. Excuse my grammar. I hope you're not here to learn English, because if you are, you're in the wrong place, okay? I am a coach, a business coach. I'm just here to give you some info. So forget about this because I'm horrible with my grammar. All right? So now the next one. How is this guy most of the time? It says tired. Okay, how is he as a person? He's always pushing. He feels he always has to be pushing. He's a dreamer. He's always dreaming. He's always searching out there on the outside. He's always creating from the emotion. So he's a creator, yes. He creates from the emotion, depending on how he feels. This one is also, he kind of lies to himself a lot. This guy, he is usually pushing family away. Why? Because he's in the blaming mode. Okay, now this guy right here, this is a man that he found his calling, and that's all what he lives for his calling. This is also a man that is most of the time is focused in his calling. Remember, we're talking about the religious guy. This man is a material man. He's always thinking about material stuff. Even though he's religious, he could be thinking about material things, but around his religious belief as well. He is a pretender. Pretending how, you might ask? Well, he's always pretending that he's doing great. He's always pretending that he's doing good. He's always pretending that he's good. Well, in reality, he knows that something else is going on within. All right, this man is also doubting a lot of the time. He's always doubting. This guy, he's usually busy, but he's not doing things of value. He's very impatient. And a lot of the time, he's kind of mad. Even though a lot of people don't see it, but within, he's always mad. This man, he is always sensitive, very sensitive. He's always expecting from others to do for him. This man is always judging. The way he looks, he's always judging at everything and everyone. This man, he's always showing holiness. He's always trying to show that he's holy. This man is always boasting. He's always boasting about what God has done in his life, what is it that he's doing for God, but he's always boasting, and boasting, like he's a talker. He likes to talk about all this spiritual thing. He's always expecting attentions from others. All right, so this guy right here, this is the kind of fruit that this man creates, that this man makes. And the reason why he makes it is because that from the tree that he feeds himself. How do I know that? This man used to be me all of the time, and I was miserable while I was living this kind of life. At the same time, while I was living this kind of life, I was really having problems with my wife because she was being an obstacle to my relationship to the next level with God. But now, I want to show you how does this person live when he's feeding himself or herself from the tree of truth. I want to share that with you. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because through coaching, I have learned things that it was impossible to learn otherwise. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, because through the process of working with others is that God had taught me how to live a better life based on truth. So I want to share with you, how does this guy from truth lives? Remember that when I did the video and when I did this exercise and I was kind of going through my thoughts, my emotions, I didn't have a clue how this guy lived. And I thought that was me living from the truth. And then when I was going to start writing, I was like, okay, so what am I supposed to write? Then the thought came right back to me saying, well, all you have to do is just write the opposite to whatever is here. That's all. There's nothing to search in me. I guess because it wasn't in me at that moment, the awareness. But what I did is, okay, let's do it. So if this guy is impatient, I guess this person that is living from the truth with this color is patient. All right? If this guy is busy doing things of no value, well, this guy is busy doing things of value. Okay, if this guy is always doubting, then the other guy is always trusting. If this guy is pretending, this guy is being real. If this guy is showing holiness, this guy is showing himself the way he is. He doesn't need to be fake. So I'm gonna write down real as well. This guy right here is the material man. This guy is the family man. Is either material or people. Things or people. So this guy is material, the spirit, the religious guy. But the guy that is living from the truth is a family man. This guy is always boasting about everything, his holiness, whatever God has done in him, where all of these things that are about him, even though he's talking about God. But this guy, he's very humble, the one that is eating from the truth. This guy right here, he is focusing, he's calling the religious guy. This guy from truth, he is focusing his family. This guy, religious guy, he's making a living out of his calling. Now the truthful guy is making money out of his work. Remember, like the apostles, Paul said that he will boost, especially on this, that he wasn't making money of people of his calling, that he was making money of his work, building those tents. Well, it was for a reason, even though he understood that other people can make money out of that calling, but for some reason, is something special about it. He was boosting about that. Now, this religious guy will be pushing family away. This guy from the truth, he will be bringing family together. Guy, religious guy, he will be expecting attention from others. The guy from the truth, he will be giving attention to others by listening and seeing people connected with them. Guy, religious guy, he's always lying to himself. He knows what's going on inside, but he's always lying to himself, even though he's saying that he's thinking in faith, but he doesn't go like that. Because the guy that is eating from the truth, he's always real to himself. He's sad. He knows what's his reality. He knows what's the truth. He doesn't need to lie to himself to feel good. He knows what's the truth and he knows what's his next move. This religious guy, he creates from emotion. The guy from the truth, he creates from love. The guy, the religious guy, he is a dreamer. This guy that is from the truth, he's always present. He is in the moment. He is now, right here, right now, connected to his life. The religious guy, he's always judging. This guy, he's always accepting. This guy, he's always pushing. The truthful guy, he's always calm. This guy religious, he's always expecting from others. The truthful, he's always giving to others. The religious guy, he's always tired and it's obvious after what we just saw. This guy from truth, he's always energized. The religious guy, he's always very sensitive. The truthful guy, he's always tough. Religious guy, he's always blaming. The truthful guy, he's always taking responsibility. Guy, he's always kind of in a little bit of a bad mood. Inside, nobody knows, only himself. Truthful guy, he's always kind of joyful. Finished with this, I was confronted. And when I was confronted, I saw the truth in front of me. And that's why, even though I was preaching about this, like hitting the religious people, I have came to find out that I was the number one. How did I know that? Because when I finished doing this exercise, I started having my inner conversation with God. And I says, well, okay, if this is true, I was kind of confronted, so I wasn't feeling that good. I was like, okay, so who is this person that is living from the truth? If this is me, who is the person? Who? The answer came to me right away. And the answer was, well, this person is your wife. And then I was like, my wife? Again, we're going through this inner talk. And other people, when you're talking about inner conversations, they always say, oh, dude, you're crazy. Well, I guess everybody's crazy. Because before people start doing things, they always have their inner conversations in order for them to make a decision. I know, I have worked with so many people already that I know this is a fact. But the thing is that I'm here opening so you understand yourself a little bit more. Understand what is it that we're trying to do here at the ARK. All right? So what happened? When they show me, when I was showing that my wife is the one that is walking out of the truth, and I was walking out of religion, that's when I understood that you don't have to be the guy that is going to church every day, that is always reading the Bible, that is always seeking God in prayer, that is always speaking in tongues, that is in fire, that is jumping, singing, worshiping, because I did it all. And my fruit, it was all of this right here. It was all about self. So you can be doing all those things, and the reason why you're doing all those things is because of you, because you just want to feed your emotions, because you just want to be able to be accepted, because you just want to be part of the clan, because you just want to be part of the culture, and it's all about me, 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 me. And that's exactly where I have been for so many years. But then, remember I told you that I always thought that my wife, here is the lady, I always thought that she was a wall between me getting closer to God. Yes, the reason is because she was living a different life than I was. And she wasn't coming closer to me because she saw the way that I was acting, even though I was doing all this religious stuff and I was being like so holy. And then the last thing she wanted to deal with, it was a guy like me. And if that was the fruit that I was producing, why would she want to do all those things if she was going to be producing this fruit? So because she was feeding from the truth, from whatever that truth that it was coming from within, not from her soul, her emotions, no, from her spirit, she was listening to it and she was walking on that word from the spirit. She was living a life from the truth, because everyone out there has different voices within. Is it your emotions or is it your spirit? Which one are you listening to? Because the spirit is the Spirit of God that it was given to all of us. That it has all this information inside that is helping us to live a better life, or our emotions. Look at it this way. 2 apps that it has been downloaded to us. Which one are we connected to? It is very simple. And the thing is, I always remember, everybody that is moving from the soul, from the emotions, from all of this drama, even though he's a very religious person, he thinks he's very spiritual, but it's not. It's all focused in self. It's all focused in him. And the main thing that I want to show you guys and share with you guys right here, that this is what it has of true value. This is what is the real deal. I experienced that in my house, because through this kind of fruit is that my home, it has been a stable home. And it's because of this fruit that my house, it has been very unstable. And I'm supposed to be the guy with the knowledge, and I'm supposed to be the spiritual God, and I'm supposed to be this holy God. And I just want to confront you guys out there, because I seen in some marriages is the completely opposite. All right, the wife is this person and the man is here, and it's exactly the same thing. This guy doesn't want anything to do with these kind of things, because this is the fruit that this person is producing. So again, that's why I'm able to help people, men married with children, that own businesses, that believe in the Creator, because I have walked through this path and I know that the problems that we're having is because of this right here. And everybody's confused people are going to church, people are reading the Bible, they are doing the praying, they are doing everything, but the fruit that they're producing, they don't even like it themselves. And that's the problem. They have become because they're the judge of everyone, they become their own judge, and for that reason, they disapprove themselves, and for that reason, they end up hating themselves and everybody else around them. Why do I know that? Because I did that myself. The moment I understood that I needed it to ask for help, that's when everything changed. And I'm very thankful that I run into a person that had a lot of knowledge about coaching. All right? And it's a person that went through the same process. And that person was able to help me awaken to this reality. And because of that is that I got all the tools that I equipped myself to help others, because I knew I was designed to help other people. I knew that I was meant to help men become the men, become the warriors, become the king that they were meant to be. Because you read in the Bible that he's the King of Kings. That means that we're kings. That means that you have a castle. That means that you have a castle to build. And that castle has a flag. Mine stands for freedom. What about yours, if you have a castle yet? Because I'm sure that even though you probably had one, you already give him the rights for someone to run the castle. And that's pretty much the princess. And if you're a man listening to this, you're one. The one to run this castle, but you lost your way because of the mistakes that you made in the past. And because you keep preaching about the enemy, you keep preaching about the evil, you keep preaching about these things that they are out of you, and for that reason you don't have control of that. You are powerless to that. But now that you understand that it's not the enemy outside, that it's not these forces outside, that is you, and the way that you're walking and the way that you're living that is creating this fruit, you will probably gonna wake up and realize that you are the problem. That you are the problem. And it's because of you that family is suffering. It's because of you that your wife and your kids are suffering. In some cases, it's because of the wife. I'm here to talk to the man. That's my calling. I'm here to help the man. And you are the one that decide if you're gonna keep wasting your time, if you're gonna keep wasting your money in things that you're not supposed to be doing, trying to be better for God, trying to do the right thing for God, and in the meantime, you're not even aware of what's going on inside of you. And you're seeking help from people that are in the same place. They are lost, they don't even know. They don't even know their way because they're feeding from this tree. Like my home, I found people living from this tree, and I found people living from the truth. Again, the person that was living from the truth, my wife, she wasn't doing none of the things that I was doing. And you already know which ones are those. So again, remember, we are here to help men discover, awaken to the reality of this truth. Because stronger is the man that conquers his spirit than the one that conquers the city. Ciao.